So, I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about 4 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the stories I wanted to dive into today includes God of War Ragnarok already winning a Game of the Year award, a new stealth update went live for the PlayStation 5 bringing a UI overhaul, Sony is working on a feature to enhance gaming by detecting when you're not playing, and a new PlayStation VR 2 hand tracking demo is out in the wild. First, yes or no, do you live in the US or not? This is related to one of the updates we're going to go over today, and I'm curious how many of you who watch these videos actually live in the US. I'm personally in Canada, as you guys already know, but what about you guys? So comment below, do you live in the US or not? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, God of War Ragnarok already wins a Game of the Year award. Reading from website GameSpoof, we are reaching the final stretch of the year, which traditionally is accompanied by the latest major releases in the world of video games and also by the usual award ceremonies for the best game of the year and the most important releases in different categories. Without going any further, last night the Titanium Awards Gala of the Bilbao International Games Conference, BigCon, was held, in which the presenters, Lara Smirnova and Claudio Serrano, have distributed 8 different awards, including less mainstream and more specific categories such as the best college game or the most innovative indie title. At this gala, the main winner was God of War Ragnarok, the Sony Santa Monica game for the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 that has managed to win the Best Game of the Year award and has also won the Best Narrative Design award. So there you have it. God of War Ragnarok has locked its first GOTY award against Elden Ring. Now, this isn't the Game Awards, which go live in a few weeks, but we knew that God of War Ragnarok and Elden Ring, regardless of whoever wins at Jeff Keighley's Game of the Year awards, were going to score awards at various other outlets, crowning them as Game of the Year. It was going to be Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok. They were both going to get Game of the Year awards from various people. For this one, it's God of War Ragnarok, which is also my personal Game of the Year for 2022. Now, diving into the second story of the video, PSVR 2 finger tracking. So there's a video making the rounds right now showcasing PlayStation VR 2 finger tracking, which I don't think we've seen in the wild like this. Looking at the video, it's kind of blurry and I'm not sure of who the original poster is, but the finger tracking on there looks similar to Quest 2 touch detection, which of course Sony mentions themselves on their PlayStation VR 2 official website page, that they use finger touch detection. What this is that similar to the Quest, the controller knows when you're touching the buttons on the controller. Taking off your thumb will be noticed. Your trigger finger, taking that off or putting it on will be noticed, and taking off or putting on your grip finger, which usually is probably 2 fingers that you have on there, will be noticed as well, allowing you to create different hand gestures with those 3 options. PSVR 2 could be more accurate than the Quest 2. I don't know personally, but this clearly is not the Sony VR tracking demo we saw years ago, which we already knew wasn't coming when Sony mentioned finger touch detection. That finger tracking had full individual finger tracking across the board for intense precision, which I don't know if you need that at this time. For it to be meaningful, it would have to be supported by many developers, but looking at the Index, which has finger tracking, a more advanced level of finger tracking, it's not really used across many games. Quest 2's finger touch detection became the standard because of how many units were sold, and in terms of reducing costs, Sony did the right thing by following that route. Eye tracking and foveated rendering are definitely more important than full-on finger tracking. Again, as someone who uses the Quest 2, I think the finger touch detection is fine enough and does what you need and is supported by many more games. But you guys let me know if you're excited to finally see some clips of finger tracking on PlayStation VR 2 or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the third story of the video, game enhancement update. Reading from website segment next, Sony patent wants to detect AFK quickly through controller motion. It's an unfortunate fact of gaming that sometimes you have to put the controller down in order to attend to some other business. This can also happen when you're in the middle of something in game, but Sony has filed a patent to make that less of an issue for the game, according to the patent's background. If a person has to put a controller down mid-gameplay and doesn't have the time to pause, this could happen in the middle of something like an action scene where not being able to pause the game beforehand means a death could occur and a reset in progress. Being able to move without having to wait for their timer, in the patent's words, can make the pause timer happen faster. Exactly what kind of effect this sort of patent will have on gaming remains to be seen, but Sony does appear to believe that such a system will be able to enhance the gaming experience, so who knows. So basically this will force pause a game when you're gone and forget to pause it yourself. Now, this might be something that happens for people, but for me on PlayStation 5, it's pretty easy to hit the touchpad to pause and go do something else. But I won't lie, there are times when I'm playing and I just put the controller down and go on my phone for a bit and then kind of don't pause it there. But that's in the middle, but that's never in a middle of a battle. When I'm battling something, I'm not just putting my controller down and doing something else. Regardless, this sounds like it could be a part of an upcoming update. Flip a switch on the settings and allow the PlayStation 5 to pause for you when you're idle or when you're away, you're not near the controller. I think that's pretty useful. I'll take it. And now diving into the final story of the video, Stealth PS5 update brings UI overhaul. Reading from Push Square, PS5 users across the USA are beginning to notice their Explore page on the console's home screen is being dramatically updated with new information and tabs. Instead of a stream of readily available PlayStation blog posts, the page details what your friends are doing along with an overall trophy level that reveals how close you are to the next rank. If you scroll down the tab more, you'll find news posts from games you've followed, as well as official from PlayStation articles that play PlayStation VR 2 trailers and detail the God of War Ragnarok limited edition controller, for example. Below that are videos from various PlayStation 5, PS4 titles that have been captured and uploaded by the community. So in Canada, we don't have the Explore page, so I can't check this out for myself. It's only in the US, and even then, the article points out that this is not out for everyone yet in the US, so it looks to be a staggered release. This could also hopefully mean that we'll see a global release of the Explore page finally, as the US only launch was supposedly a test according to the original PlayStation 5 UI walkthrough video from PlayStation. It's been more than 2 years. That's a long time for just a test phase of this UI. Regardless, updating the Explore page to more focus on you and your interested content is the way to go, instead of being a Sony advert page with blog posts left and right, front and center. But you guys let me know if you have the new Explore page or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button. As it always helps to subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "It's another new week." Hopefully, now that, it's been almost 2 weeks since God of War Ragnarok released, maybe Sony has some news, some new big news coming our way. PlayStation VR 2 still needs some more shine. Spider-Man 2 gameplay is still not out there in the wild. I'm hopeful. If you are as well, destroy the comment section with "It's another new week," and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now, I'll check you guys out on the next one.